Hello all, it is Nikki. Welcome back to the channel. This is like the third time that I've tried to film this video. It has just not been cooperating with me. So woohoo! Yay for doing things 3 times. Before I get into the topic of the video, I wanted to remind y'all that we are right in the middle of Authorkimmiekay's Writing Sprint collab week extravaganza. So this is, I think, day 5. As I'm filming this, I'm getting ready to do my live stream later tonight as part of that collab, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, which will be yesterday night for you guys because this video is coming out tomorrow. Had to think about that. You are welcome to go back and watch that live stream after if you want, but you are also welcome to catch the video that drops the day that this video drops, I think on McKenna's channel. I'm not 100% sure whose video is dropping tomorrow, but I put the schedule for the entire week in the description below, so be sure to go check that out. Subscribe to all those awesome people so that you will not miss out on what they are putting out this week. Okay, so I have said that. I wanted to do a quick little video about Camp Nano and why I am not doing Camp Nano this summer. So not to be anticlimactic, but the main reason is that I just completely forgot about it. Like, it was just not on my radar at all. I don't know why. I have been seeing it places, like I've been hearing people talk about it. I'm not sure why it didn't click in my brain that like if I wanted to do that, I needed to make a goal, but maybe subconsciously I just didn't really want to do it that badly. Am I sad that I forgot about Camp Nano? I'm like disappointed with myself for just not being more on top of things and not being aware of it, because the July Camp Nano only comes around once a year. I can't do the April Camp Nano because it always falls in exam season and that's just not doable. And NaNoWriMo, like actual National Novel Writing Month, November, is usually a similar situation. It might not be exam season exactly, but it's coming to the end of a semester and I can just never really swing that. But at the same time, I'm not sure that Camp Nano would have been that successful for me this summer anyway. Reason number 1, just a practical reason, is that I have 2 projects on the go right now, so I would have to choose one of them to prioritize for NaNoWriMo. The problem is that the higher priority project is out of the drafting stage now. I'm in the editing stage, and that to me is just way less satisfying for NaNoWriMo. I don't know why. Lots of people do editing for NaNoWriMo, and that's really great and totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But for some reason, I just find it more satisfying when I'm drafting so that I can log words that I'm actually creating out of nowhere instead of logging words that are already written, but I'm just kind of reading over them and fixing things. It doesn't give me the same excitement as when I'm drafting. But I wouldn't want to do a NaNoWriMo for my personal project, which I am drafting, because then that would require me to put a lot more time into that one when I want to be focusing on the editing of the other one, so I don't know, it would drag me away from my priorities and probably just stress me out. Another reason why Camp Nano is just not something that I think would have been that helpful this summer is that I don't really need any help motivating myself to write. And I don't mean that in like a good way necessarily. I mean, like, writing is kind of the one thing that I do. My least favorite question to get asked is, oh, what do you do for fun? Because I have one answer. When I have a spare second, I'm using it for writing, and that's actually something that I'm trying to like work on because I feel like I need to diversify my creative outlets a little bit. I enjoy other things, but I just never do them because I always write instead. And so I don't really need any help like spending all my free time writing, if that makes any sense. Camp Nano is so great because it motivates and it gives you like a timeline and a goal to strive for, and it helps keep people on task. And I found it myself. Like, I did Camp NaNoWriMo a few years ago from the first time, and I actually got through an entire draft, which was huge. It had never happened before, and I could totally see why it's so helpful for people. But right now, I'm actually trying to move away from just writing and trying to also make time for other things like reading. I've been doing a lot more of this summer, which has been so nice. I know that if I did Camp Nano, I would 100% put reading and everything else aside and use all my free time to meet that goal, which is not really what I want to be working on this summer. It's just something that God has been laying on my heart that I need to be better about putting boundaries around my writing time so that I have my writing time, but then I also have my not writing time where I'm just present with the people around me and not thinking about what I would be writing if I were writing. So that's problem number 2. Which is very much a me problem. Me problem number 3 is that I know that even if I did Camp Nano with my big fantasy project, I would get nowhere near the end of the story. And that does not matter because it's not about finishing a draft necessarily. It's just about making a goal and doing your best to attain it and just being productive in the process even if you don't reach that goal. There is no rule that says you have to finish a draft during Camp Nano. That is purely Nikki's brain doing things that it shouldn't be doing. That's just an idea that I got in my head, and I feel like I would be disappointed with myself if I didn't finish a draft, which is stupid because you don't have to be disappointed with yourself as long as you're just making progress and enjoying it. But the point is, this project is so big. It wasn't supposed to be that big. I had a chapter outline that was very reasonable, but it is just growing exponentially. The more I write it, it's blowing up and I don't even know why or how. So even if I did Camp Nano and set a goal, I know I'd still have a ton of story left at the end of it. So it's like, I might as well just go at my own pace, enjoy the process, and not stress too much because there really isn't a time crunch on this project. Again, to be clear, Camp Nano is just a fun way to motivate yourself to write. You do not need to finish a draft. That is a self-imposed goal, self-imposed stress. I'm very good at that, so don't be like me. Just go do Camp Nano, honestly, or don't. It's up to you. Whatever helps you to accomplish more and to enjoy the process. I actually have been really enjoying the project that I'm working on, and that has just been such a blessing. It's been really fun to be writing something totally fresh, not doing a rewrite, which is kind of what I've spent the last 7 years or so doing. So it's very refreshing and just fun to be finally venturing into new territory and enjoying kind of the discovery process. I don't want to add unnecessary stress to that if I don't have to. I want to enjoy it. There is no rush at this stage. Will I do Camp Nano next year? Probably. Unless I forget, which is also probable. But do I feel like it was a huge missed opportunity that I didn't register my goal beforehand this year? No. I think this year I'm just gonna sit it out, and that's perfectly fine. Some years it works, some years it doesn't. It really depends on where you're at in your draft and in your stages of writing and what you feel like doing. If you need that extra boost, if you wanna collaborate with other people and get involved in NaNoWriMo writing sprints and all that fun stuff, there is so much that Camp Nano and NaNoWriMo offers to make that fun. But if you're more of a just go at your own pace kind of person, that's cool too. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and comment below with whether or not you're doing Camp Nano this year. I think that is all for me, so for now I'm signing off, but as always, do not forget to spend some time in the clouds today.